Righty-ho, Andrew here. Welcome to the Onion Buns and welcome to another episode of Thrilling Adventures in IT and Hospitality. So I'm going to continue off of last week's episode about the hot wings and tell you the story about the challenge to me on the hottest thing I ever tasted. But before that, here's a quick message. Hey all, just a quick mention here. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment on the videos you like. It helps with the YouTube algorithm, which helps me. Takes 2 seconds. So thanks in advance. All right, so I was waitering and they asked me to basically be a food porter for a wedding banquet going on in our banquet rooms. Like, sure, why not? So I'm down there and I'm, restocking the buffet and everything and just talking to people. A lot of that job is just talk to people. You will always run into a few people, especially at weddings, who don't want to be there. And they will actually gravitate to you and start talking to you. And they will find you more interesting and enjoyable to be around than the wedding party. Now, there's a multitude of different reasons. It could be stress. It could be they don't like the wedding party and they're just there because they're relatives. Somebody is drunk and they're just avoiding the drunk. Like there's a multitude of reasons. So I'm doing the food portering for this buffet and I'm talking and, everything's going good. And it was a East Indian buffet, wedding, East Indian wedding. And to this day, I'm not a big fan of Indian food. I'm really not. And so I didn't know a lot of the dishes that were being served. I was just like, go up to the kitchen, I'd get the tray, I'd kind of bring it down and, exchange it like you do with buffets. And there was this one gentleman standing there and he's like, watching me do this, and he'd been talking to me for most of the night, clearly avoiding the wedding. And he goes, have you ever tried one of those? And I go, what, a string bean? And it looked like a green string bean. He goes, oh, no, that's not a string bean. That's from India. That's hot. What's the hottest you ever had? Oh, well, I've had jalapenos and that. Oh, those don't compare to this. I'm like, what? It looks like a string bean. It looks like a green string bean, He goes, you got to try one. I'm like, I can't try one. I'm working. He goes, don't worry. Nobody will give you help. I want you to try one. So fine. I take the tongs because, put it on a plate. Okay. Like I said, it looked like a green string bean. So I chomped down on it, I guess. And, he said, you have to chew it 30 times before you swallow. I'm like, okay. I think I got to about 10. And I just, oh my frickin' God. To this day, I don't know what it was. I'm sure he told me the name, but I wasn't hearing it. Oh my frickin' God. Apparently he had it shipped in from India. I imagine you could find it somewhere in Edmonton nowadays. But back then, he had it shipped in from India, and it was the hottest. Like, I can pick up a red jalapeno, crunch, and chew it. And it's hot, but it's not debilitating. It's same with green chili peppers and all of that. Like, I feel the heat, but, and I'm not like the guy in the last video I told you about who goes around, oh, none of you can make anything so hot I can't eat it. I don't have that type of ego. I've tasted dishes that were really hot that just like, were they too hot for me? Probably not, but I'm more about the flavor anyway. So, and I don't find that pure heat has a lot of flavor. So anyway, I'm just like, think I got to about 10 chews and I'm just I'm guzzling water and it's not helping, and he is killing himself laughing. He's like, I told you. I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. He's like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't eat it either. And I grew up with it. I'm like, Jesus. Just, these are the things you run into at these sort of events. Like weddings, like I said, there's always one person, usually a few people, that go out of their way to avoid the wedding and kind of gravitate to the wait staff and the food porters, and they just have more fun and enjoyment talking to them than they do to the people in the wedding. You know, they're there to support their family or their friends, but they just really don't want to be around them. So yeah, that was the hottest thing I've ever eaten. Like I said, I don't even know the name of it to this day, but oh my freaking God, was that brutal. That was just brutal. Anyway, that's my story for this week. If you like the video, leave a like, a subscribe, and a share. I'm trying to grow my channel, and a like, a subscribe, and a share does me wonders, and I do appreciate it. Always feel free to leave a comment. Please comment. Tell me, what's the hottest thing you've ever eaten? Besides getting the comments getting us to interact, it really does help me with the YouTube algorithm, getting more eyes on my videos. And as always, pew, 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 and shit. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.